Hey girls and boys, today we're going to learn a workplace called Sum It Up. Here are the directions to the game. I'm just going to kind of skim through the directions. You will have these directions available to you either on a piece of paper passed out by your teacher or a link to get you to this page so you can read through them at your own pace, or you can pause the video and read through them. But regardless, I'm just going to kind of go quickly through them. I'm going to just explain how the game is played, do an example round, and then hopefully that will be enough to get you started. So, what this game entails is two players, two opponents or partners, are going to alternate rolling a die and generate single digits to create two 3-digit numbers. I'll show you how that works in a second. Before you play, you have to decide though, is the winner going to have the larger sum or the smaller sum? So that's predetermined. And then you're going to generate your two 3-digit numbers, find the sum, and then you will compare your sum with your opponent's. If that's confusing, it's okay because I'm going to show you how it's done. I'm going to go to the page where this is the recording sheet. This is what you guys should have in front of you when you're playing, or at least up on the computer screen. And notice right here, there's a more or less die. You may not have that more or less die. It's not that important to the game as long as you and your opponent or partner agree. Will the winner have more or a larger sum, or will the winner have less, a smaller sum? And as long as you two are on the same page, you understand, okay, the winner's going to have the larger sum, then you can start the game. I like playing to try to find the larger sum, and I think since I'm my own partner in this example, I'm just going to circle more. You can flip a coin to decide if you'd like, or you can play rock, paper, scissors. If you and your partner, one person wants to play for more and one person wants to play for less, play rock, paper, scissors, and whoever wins gets to decide, as long as it's predetermined before you begin the game. Okay, so now I'm going to pretend like I'm player one. I'm going to toss the die. Okay, I rolled a 6. So on a die, 6 is the highest number. And since we're shooting for the higher sum, I'm going to put my 6. You cannot get any higher than 6 on a 6-sided die, standard 6-sided die. So 6 is the highest number. Now the highest digit is 9, but you can't roll a 9. So I'm going to put 6 in my highest place value. Okay? So that's a really good roll if I'm trying to find the largest sum. So now I'm going to roll the die again, but I'm going to be player 2 this time. And player 2 rolled a 6. So player 2 will put the 6 in the highest place value slot of one of the numbers. Okay, so there's a little strategy involved. Next, I rolled a 4. That's a decent sized number, so I might put that in my middle slot. Now keep in mind, I could put it down here if I wanted to. You don't have to fill the top number then the bottom. You can alternate between the two. But 4 is kind of it's a higher number on the die, but it's kind of middle of the road as well. So I'm gonna reserve the middle for 3s and 4s here, and like over here for like 1s and 2s. And that's just my strategy, because the higher the number you want in the higher place value to generate the larger sum. So now I'm going to go back to player 2. I'm going to roll the die. A 4, same thing. Put the 4 here in the second place value slot, the tens place. Now back to player 1. That's a 5. That's a second to highest. So I might throw a 5 right here, because now these are two very high numbers. Chances are my sum is going to be pretty large now. It doesn't even really matter with the 1s and the 10s. Okay, so now player 2 is going to roll. Player 2 rolled a 3, so that might be maybe the smallest, one of the smallest. Or I could actually put it maybe put it in the middle here. It doesn't really make a difference on a 3 too much. Back to player 1. Another 5. So we'll put the 5 in the tens place. That's a high number. Player 2 again. That's a low number, so I'm going to put that in the ones place. Okay, back to player 1. That's a high number. See, now I wish I would have saved this slot for the 6, but I didn't. So now I'm kind of wasting a 6 in the ones place. But you have to take a little bit of risk sometimes. What if I wouldn't have rolled a 6 and rolled a 1 and a 2? Then that would have been a good move. And you are not allowed to switch the numbers in the middle of the game. Once you've placed a number somewhere, you have to keep it there. Okay, player 2. Player 2 rolled a 5. Player 2 has a big decision. There's a 6 and a 5 here, and there's a 5 and a 4 here. So, if player 2, I guess maybe player 2 is going to go for a 6. Player 2 is going for a 6 here. So back to player 1. Player 1 rolled a 3. And now player 2 is crossing his fingers, hoping he can roll a 6 to win the game. A 5, probably going to lose. Needs a 6. Ooh, player 2 rolled a 2. So I predict that player 2's sum is going to be smaller just based on the tens or the hundreds place. This is a 600 and a 200. This is a 600 and a 500. But we still need to do the work. So we're going to solve and find the sum. I'm going to use the standard algorithm to find the sum. I'm going to start in the ones place, add 6 and 3, which is 9, 5 and 4, which is 9, and then 6 and 5, which is 11. So I write my 11 like this. Notice I didn't have to regroup or trade or anything for this. Over here, 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. And 6 plus 2 is 8. We always start in the ones place, then you do the tens place, then you do the hundreds place. Didn't have to regroup or trade or anything on this one. So these are the two sums. So now I'm going to place or rewrite the sums, the two sums, in proper order. We have a greater than, less than comparison symbol here. So I'm going to make sure that the alligator, this is like a little alligator, eats the larger of the two. So 1,199 is larger than 895. So I'm going to place that number here. And then my opponent's number, 895. And then I'm going to do the same on my opponent's. So the larger one, this time the greater than sign is right here. So it's 1199. 1,199 is greater than 895. So you can see the way this is read, 895 is less than 1,199. 1,199 is greater than 895. So if you take a look, we chose to do more. So this is the larger of the two, meaning player 1 won that round. And then you can continue to play as many times as you'd like. And that's the way the game is played. You can always come back to this video and watch how to play it if you get confused. Also, you can use base 10 blocks, whiteboards, markers, scrap pieces of paper for you to find the sum if adding, well, stacking isn't your thing. You could use a number line, however you want to do it. So good luck and have fun playing Sum It Up.